Formally, the cougar belongs to small cats, but only because of the specific structure of the skull and vocal cords. The puma is often larger than leopards, and its strength and aggression even allows the puma to fight with the jaguar, the third largest cat on the planet. The cougar is cool, and there are few animals in the world that are able to fight back one-on-one. That's why there are about a dozen dogs attacking the cougar here. The mountain lion underestimated the danger. A cougar could easily defeat 3 or 4 representatives of this breed alone, but there are too many of them here. The cougar retreats. She realized late what a huge numerical advantage the enemy had. Hunting dogs drove the cougar to the very top of the cliff. A predatory cat fights off enemies, but cannot hide. If she shows her back, they'll catch up with her and attack her all together. If she tries to cope with her opponents, they will all attack her together. As a result, the cougar still grabs one of its enemies, and both of them fall epically off the edge of the cliff. Well, we must give the mountain lion its due. He did not give up and fought to the very end. He was even able to take one of his enemies with him. Of all the big cats, the leopard climbs trees better than the rest. The combination of great strength and agility allows him not only to hide from opponents in the crowns of tall trees, but also to drag prey there in order to look down on competitors without the risk of losing his lunch. Here the leopard wanted to pull off the same trick, but underestimated the hyena. Like dogs, their speed and agility to work in a team are amazing. They swooped on the leopard like a flock of hornets, from different directions with great speed, stunning the spotted predator. The leopard didn't have time enough to drag the prey up a tree. The dogs managed to intercept it at the very last moment. But just look at how many of them there are. Already being safe, the leopard looks back and realizes that, in fact, it is not a loss, but luck. Such a number of wild dogs could easily deal with him. The cat lost its prey, but it was lucky to survive on its own. Although a leopard is much stronger than one wild dog, a dozen opponents could have dealt with our hero in a minute. You need to be a really huge and strong animal to arouse healthy fears in lions and a desire to behave cautiously. The exception is the honey badger, which can pile up on lions, being the size of a moped. Both experienced lions and lionesses know this, so they avoid black and white scumbags. But the young ones do not yet know who they are dealing with. Well, young predators will remember this lesson for a long time. Despite their immature age, they have already entered into force enough to pose a danger to a zebra or a small antelope. And they are considered to be able to easily cope with a honey badger. But now this aggressive kid is going to show them their mistake. He literally ignores all their punches. The wildcats are in shock. It seems that the honey badger is not made of stone. The claws dig into it, and the victim's body flies away. But how does the honey badger get up again and again, as if he didn't feel any pain at all and didn't get any damage? Big cats do not know that the honey badger is incredibly tenacious, has a super high pain threshold, and its durable, almost impenetrable skin, covered with tough fur, is very weakly attached to the muscles, so it is extremely difficult to hook the claws of such an opponent and paralyze him. The honey badger's paws are short, but very powerful, because with them he tears up the layers of underground animals, digs huge holes, and unfolds termite mounds. The blows of the stocky animal are unexpectedly strong, but the main thing is the bites. The honey badger doesn't bite to kill. He bites the lion to torment him. A small but insidious predator knows sensitive places and strikes exactly there. It tries to dig its sharp and thin teeth into the muzzle, the nose, the neck, tear off the ears, wound the paws so that it hurts to stand on them. But the main thing is the overwhelming pressure. The honey badger moves like a small black tornado and generously distributes its blows in different directions. Now the lions will be afraid of this little predator, which they should probably stay away from. So the honey badger is the only small animal that can pile up on a lion? That's exactly what this young predator thought. He noticed a small and fearless animal that was prowling in search for food. For some reason, this beast was not afraid of the lion at all, so the huge predator already had to think at this stage, and why? But there is no black and white color, and there seems to be no frightening aggression either. An ordinary calm animal that was too focused on finding its food and did not notice the huge predator at all. So they can have a snack? No, and the lion was immediately convinced of this. This is one type of mongoose, and they are really cool guys. He was looking for some super poisonous cobra to bite off his head. If you're dealing with someone who hunts with dangerous enemies, this is a stupid idea to mess with them. Mongooses are usually quite peaceful, and unlike honey badgers, by the way, they're distant relatives, do not really attack first. But if you make them angry, then it won't seem enough to anyone. The lion is trying to deal with the snake hunter, but the lightning-fast reaction, which helps the mongoose dodge the snake throws, is no worse suited to avoid blows with a weighty lion's paw. When the lioness does hit the victim's head with the crushing blow of her paw, the mongoose simply gets up and goes on the frontal attack. He ignored this knockdown. Of course, like the honey badger, the mongoose is not immortal, and the lion can defeat it. Especially if there are a lot of predators. Inexperienced females or males take the matter seriously. But predators do not expect such desperate resistance from a small animal. In response, the mongoose uses its teeth. Maybe there is no lethal danger for the cat, but the opponent's jaws are very strong, and the teeth are small and terribly sharp. They stick into the lion's flesh like a set of needles and quickly show him that he had made a mistake with the choice of an opponent. They will have to remember that a small animal is not necessarily hopeless. Another reason not to mess with mongooses is that my enemy's enemy is my friend, is it not? Mongooses hunt those that lions cannot cope with: venomous snakes. Although cats do not specialize in fighting such a difficult opponent, they can still give him a pretty decent fight. Domestic cats often deal with snakes that have crawled onto their territory. Small wild cats give a decent fight to even more dangerous snakes. But large sizes play a cruel joke with lions. They are fast and agile, but too big. So it is not so difficult for venomous snakes to get into the lioness's paw and bite her with her fangs. What happened to this lioness? Who unfortunately got involved with the black mamba. The predatory cat missed only one blow, but it turned out to be more than enough for a powerful neurotoxin to hit its body and to lead to irreversible consequences. Convulsions and convulsions began. The lioness cannot calm them down, although she tries. She is in pain. She feels the symptoms of severe poisoning. Her relatives are watching her, but they cannot help her, unfortunately. The lioness already feels breathing problems, so she takes every breath with effort. But a couple more minutes, and the poison will completely turn off the muscles that stretch the lungs during inhalation. The lioness will suffocate. A male with large size and strength is in the same danger, and a similar sad fate awaits him if such a venomous snake gets to him. But their relatives are safe. The black mamba has long since crawled away after being bitten, and the surviving members of the pride will remember this snake and will never approach it. The cheetah's super speed is not the solution to any problem. The cat can still be trapped. Here the cheetah just came to drink. He is alert, he is ready to run away if any threat arises. But the problem is that the cheetah looks around, whereas it was necessary to look down at the water. There is a threat waiting for him. A huge crocodile swims up unnoticed in the murky water. His color and ability to move without causing unrest on the water allow him to get as close to the victim as possible. A lightning rush, and even the cheetah does not have time to dodge. From such a distance and in such a position, the cat had no chance. But maybe the cheetah will be able to break free? He fights desperately, grabs the crocodile's head with its paws. But in its powerful mouth, the spotted runner looks helpless. The difference in strength is much too great. The crocodile does not seem to notice the resistance and drags the victim to the bottom without any problems. Which case, where the big cats were given a tough rebuff, impressed you the most today? Reply in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to see even more epic animal stories.